Alright everyone, we're back. Let me start with not one of my favorite tracks. I'm probably not real fast around this circuit either, but for the guys that are jumping into our league and have very little experience, or anyone else that has very little experience at this circuit, hopefully this track guide will help a bit. Doing it a little bit different this week. I've already done the lap and I'm just going to play, pause, step. You can see my throttle and braking traces. I've got the mouse working this week, go me. So you know, there's my throttle, brake trace. So I'm just going to play and pause throughout this lap. And as I said, I'm not the fastest, but hopefully this will help. And let's go. So we'll be going flat out down the straight. Pause it here. I do take 6th gear. You could probably wind 5th for a little bit longer. Using the standard boards, the 100 and the 50. At the 50 is where I'm starting to lift. You can see I'm already off the throttle and a little dab of brakes. I'll be dropping it back to 5th gear. And I'll be taking 4th gear, drifting out, trying to get into the apex of this corner here. I hold 4th gear through there. I believe you can use 3rd. Some of the guys that drive these more often might be, and the guys that are probably a bit quicker than me. I found it alright with 4th gear. I maintain 4th through this section here, and I'm just trying to kiss the apex of each corner on my way through here. No real braking marks. This just takes a bit of practice to try to get the corner, get the apex of each corner. This bit here, I hold it nice and tight. I find if I run wide I lose time. Now coming up to a first tricky corner, I keep it in 4th gear. You could take 5th probably about now, but then you're actually changing up gears, changing down gears. I find it easier just to let it run 4th. As I approach the 50 mark, I'm lifting and turning in, and you'll see I take a lot of this curb. Run out there, you get an off track, so if you take that curb and just lift as you're taking it, the car settles nice and quickly and you're less chance of running off here and getting an off track. Down here you can see I'm already on the brakes, so if we step that back a little bit, you'll see once I got the car settled, you can sort of see a change of color here if you're looking for somewhere to brake. So as you can see over here, I'm full on the gas and I'll start transitioning to off the gas onto the brakes, and once again I'm going to point and take a lot of this curb over here. If you run out there, once again there's another danger of off track. You can go reasonably wide, as you'll see, so once you're confident that you're not going wide, straight back on the gas. And we're heading down to one of the very tight corners and a specific braking mark. Try to stay in as tight as you can to the right hand side of your corner so you can open up the big hairpin. And you'll see all right about there, you'll see all the braking marks, and you can also see I'm already starting to lift here. So as we step forward, I'm off the gas and I'm braking maybe a car before that. Holding 3rd, back to 2nd, halfway into the corner to get the better exit. Let it run out wide, and once again, just run it through this next session as fast as you can. Really tricky double left-hander coming up. I'm not very good at it. My braking zone and area for this corner is a little road you'll see on the right here. So as you can see at the moment I'm flat. I pick up this and I'm probably braking just after this, so if we step it from here, you'll see I'm coming off the throttle pretty quickly onto the brakes and starting to turn through this section of the corner, hitting the apex of the corner, letting it run out wide. And I use this curbing over here as a guide to when I need to lift and try to get the second part of this double corner sequence. So if we step it through here, I'm still on the gas, towards the end is when I'm going to lift. So as you see here, I lift, I just use a little touch of brake just to make sure I get it to turn in, throw it back a gear, and now I'm rolling through this section of the corner before I feel that I can get back on the gas without running wide and getting an off track. And you can get an off track pretty easily on this next part of the track. If you run too wide before the curbing, like if you're out here, off track quite easy, but after this section you can run it out a little bit wide there. Another semi-straight flat out section of racetrack, not much to happen. The next one is this corner, tricky corner. I think you can probably take it flat out. I choose not to when I'm racing. I think it's a risk first reward. So as I'm approaching this section of circuit, I'm keeping an eye out for the 100. As I approach the 50, I change my focus from here to this section of track just here. So if we step through this section slowly, you'll see I'm flat, you know, full gas here. And as I'm approaching the 50, I do not fully lift here. I'm half lifting and keeping the throttle just to make sure that I'm hitting where I want to hit. The moment I know that I've got the car set, I'm straight back on the gas and going flat out through this section of corner. Now it looks like I'm off the gas for quite a long time there, and as I said, you'll probably gain a couple of tenths if you want to go through there flat out. But if we watch that at full pace, you'll see the lift is pretty slight, and it just makes you hitting the corner a little bit easier in my opinion. Last section of the track, I'm braking on just before the 100, so once again we'll go a little bit further forward, we'll start to step it here. You can see my throttle, I'm still flat here. Off the throttle, onto the braking, very hard, long braking zone. The car's probably going the quickest it does there. So we're bringing it all the way back, slowly through the gears, because you can blow these little Mazda Cup cars up easy. Back to second gear. Take quite a bit of curb through both sections of this track. So you can take quite a bit of curb there, you can take quite a bit of curb on the inside. Got to be careful not to run it out there or you'll get an off track, but as long as you keep two cars on the black stuff, you'll be fine. So, you know, position that. There's a 228-ish lap around Suzuka in the Cup car. I hope all you new guys really love our league and find that this was a little bit helpful to get you a better time. Thanks guys.